Hello, welcome everybody. Namaste. I wanted to take a moment and explain a little bit of what goes on here when we do sound healing meditations. So I've been getting back into some of the educational and scientific components of this. I studied this deeply a few years ago when I was doing my training. But as I'm advancing in my career, and it's funny, I call it a career, but it's more like my own practice and studies of sound on consciousness and meditation and spirituality and science. It's just so interesting. And I wanted to share some of that with you so you kind of have an idea of what's going on while you're in meditation. And why do these instruments work so well? So sound meditation is different, in a sense. A lot of people call it sound bath, and they just, they hit a button, they play the instruments, right? But they don't ever give you a thorough introduction on what your part is. So I'm going to do that now and tell you what your part is in this, because it's participation. So when you do a sound healing meditation, and we're going to get there and do one also, you are to have an open mind, have a specific purpose of why you're doing it. Like for me, it is vital for my own personal recovery. It's vital for me to stay spiritually connected so I don't cause harm in the world or to myself or anyone else. So when I go in to the meditation, my intention is always to connect to that deeper place within inside myself. Some call it gnosis or God consciousness, whatever you want to phrase that. But to find the divine within so I could be a peaceful person in the world. So my intention is always varying around that. When I'm facilitating, it's so I could be a channel for you. And that so I can demonstrate this in a way that provides space for you to do your own healing. So that's another kind of myth with this is, you don't just go to a sound healing and get healed. Nobody could really heal you like that. I mean, unless you have some kind of superpowers, but I don't. So I can't heal you. I could just assist you in your own personal healing. And we all know, when we first start meditation, you sitting in the silence, we have the monkey mind and the chatter going on, and we get so identified with that voice in our head, the constant narrative, and sometimes that narrative really goes sideways on us, and or sometimes completely upside down, and you're like, why am I seeing and experiencing life and each day out of fear, or like I'm just angry or sad, So our basic state of being is we're not supposed to just be sad and angry and depressed all the time. That is, the way I see it, that's a byproduct of our society and the constant go and the fast pace and being out of harmony with nature. So this is one way to hone it all back in and get harmonious with ourselves, with our environment, with each other. And the more you practice this, the more you will slowly see that the unfolding of happiness just comes from within. So we seek that inner refuge or inner kingdom through this. And I can't do that for you. The only thing I can do is create an atmosphere for you to do that. So how do the singing bowls work? So especially the singing bowls that are metal, and also the gongs, they emit overtones. All sound, I believe, emits overtones and different harmonies, but these really amplify the overtones. So when I hit the singing bowl, there's a fundamental tone, which we're kind of used to hearing, like a C or a D note, just oh. So you'll hear that, but then all these other layers of sound, they start to get almost ethereal, and you'll hear many different patterns of sound, and it kind of paints a picture in the mind. So you hear the sound, and then all of a sudden, if your eyes are closed, you could almost see it. I was listening to Alexandre Tannous, and he was explaining this as ethos being the sound that is created, or what you're experiencing, and then the pathos is how you interpret it. So ethos to pathos. And if you want to, just for a moment, I could demonstrate this, and that way you have a better idea of what to do during the meditation. You're supposed to be just observing the pathos that the ethos is creating. Okay, so even just for a moment, just close the eyes. And now deeper listening is after I strike the singing bowl, listen for the fundamental tone, and then listen to all the different layers and see what that creates. And then I'm going to use the chime and see what that creates in the mind. And then just slowly begin to open the eyes back up, blink the eyes open, maybe receive in a breath. So you, hopefully, sometimes people get this through visualization, sometimes people get it just through a certain feeling, or maybe it's even just, maybe just like one image, or people experience it differently. But the scientific studies that are done around sound healing showed the significant drop in the brainwave states, and they show that the individual is experiencing something and going through some type of journey through the sound. And ultimately, the nervous system is relaxed to a more parasympathetic system. So you're more in a resting, digesting, rejuvenating, filling your cup. You're getting, it's kind of like deep sleep. So your job is to just pay attention. That's it. Just pay attention. Have your intention when you begin, and then pay attention. And then hopefully the intention and your attention starts to create a sense of connection within yourself. And once you could tap into that, and you become then the sound experience. So there's no Alan participating in a sound healing event with all of these other people or online or whatever. All that eventually goes away, and I am sound. So to get in touch with the I am, instead of like all the labels and the habitual patterns that the mind creates. And so we just give ourselves a break. And even the name that I still use for the channel means to take a break. Vishram means recess, or to get just a moment of clarity. So hopefully I can do that for you today. We're going to jump into it and have an experience together. So if you weren't already, get yourself comfortable. Some people like to sit up like I am. Some people like to use a back jack chair or lay flat out in Shavasana. This is totally up to you. If you lay down and you immediately fall asleep, then maybe you want to try sitting up or leaning against something. Not that falling asleep is bad, or by any means. If you need that, you need that. But you'll lose your attention then, and you'll lose some of the experience if you do fall completely into delta or sleeping. So let's get settled in. There might be some background noises. Doing the best I can. It's the middle of the day, so we'll try and just weave in and out through them. So let's do a little breathing practice first and set the intention. Actually, we'll set the intention first. So what brings you to the channel today? What brings you to a healing modality? And what do you not expect, but what would you like to see happen as a result of doing these practices? And once the intention is set, providing a little background sound for the breathing exercise. And just start breathing in deeply and down into the belly. And just feel the belly fill up. And then you exhale, you feel the contract. In, expansion. Exhale, contraction. And that's it, just focusing on the breath, nothing else. Feel the experience of your breathing. Notice how the breath feels at the top of the inhale versus how it feels at the bottom of the exhale. Building a relationship with your breath. Feeling the air going in the nose, entering the body and releasing. And then slowly just allow the breath to return back to its natural state. And just begin to follow these sounds and see what it's creating, see what kind of experience it's inducing inside. begin to bring your attention back to your breathing. Feel new life coming in. Releasing all the things that we don't want to carry around with us anymore on the exhales. And coming back to that intention from the beginning. And start to utilize the intention on the inhales. Just slowly begin to move some of the extremities, whether the fingers or the toes, just coming back into the body. Feel the energy of the body, or the life force, your aliveness. Feel your aliveness. And notice how the breath affects the aliveness of the body and the being. And then when you're slowly bringing yourself back into the room, if you want, you could blink a little harder and then slowly start to flutter the eyes open. And just bring yourself back into cognitive awareness. Maybe taking the hands, rubbing the hands together. Maybe some people like to do like simple twists or tapping on the knees. Just anything to get you more grounded in the reality that I call not reality. So now hopefully you get to experience that there's two realities to, the experience of life. There's the inner and the outer. And when the inner comes to a place of acceptance and peace, then the outer will also appear that way. But it could also be the other way, right? When things aren't going real well. So I hope that the instruments provided you with what you needed to see today. It's not always what we want to see, just so you know. Some of these instruments are more designed to surface and let go of, like that could be, I've heard this experience where like it surfaced some things that people blocked away for a long time. And, but that's good that it gives you the opportunity then to say, I'm not doing that anymore, right? And you kind of turn away from it or pray or whatever your practice is to let go of some of those old patterns. So I had a wonderful experience. I'm really enjoying diving back into this and doing it at new places. Currently, I am doing weekly sound meditations at Embodied Wisdom Institute from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. So you could catch me there if you're local. Also, right before we do the sound meditation, I'm offering a therapeutic drumming also. So a little different than this, but not really when it comes to how it helps. So many of you have done therapeutic drumming with me before, who are on this channel. So basically just getting your hand on a drum, you don't have to have any experience. You just, you just kind of flow with the groove that is created through the group. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun at Embodied Wisdom. It's in Lancaster, outside of Lancaster. It's like, I said it both ways. I said Lancaster and Lancaster just to cover my ass for the locals. So yeah, we, Embodied Wisdom Institute is a cool place. It's like in the Hempfield area, and they're just opening and getting started. So Fridays we do the therapeutic drumming 6 to 7, 7:30 to 8:30 sound meditation. A lot of people have been coming and just coming for both experiences. You could check that out online. Probably be offering some online stuff eventually too. And if anybody wants to do a private session and you're local, I do have time slots open Monday, Wednesday, Friday at Embodied Wisdom. The only difference is with that is obviously you're by yourself, so you don't have the energies of a lot of other people around you, and I get to meet your needs a little bit more on a personal level when it comes to doing the sounds and what I'm going to use. A lot of it's intuitive, but also it goes off of what you may tell me. So stay tuned. We're still offering kirtans all over the place too. Beyond a Dream Kirtan, me and Abby and friends. So we're doing that at Kula Kamala Yoga Ashram, also at Tone in Elizabethtown if anybody's from E-Town, and the Lancaster area. So stay tuned. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Be kind. Namaste.